79T 2458 Learning Corp, Little Red Riding Hood, take one.
40 years of my life is in the wire that's gone. Does that make sense?
Where they say there are Indian people pooping on our beach.
It's a spool of wire. 40 years of my life is in the wire that's gone.
If you're sitting there going, oh, my wife's a 3, I play Tekken for pennies, my name's Ryan Stone, your life sucks. So he actually nailed it. Don't start something you won't finish.
Don't start something you won't finish.
Everyone's got a little bit of faith. My name's Ryan Stone, I play Tekken for pennies, chill a little bit, and just go, you know what, Tate's got it.
It's Ryan Stone, another fucking faggot. Socially retarded faggot, okay? He's a halfway decent looking guy, a nice smile. He can be a gentleman. He's snarky as fuck, even in person. And you have to get through that wall because he puts a wall up. Yet he blocks me and talks shit about. Somebody find out their fucking real names for me and email me.
Yeah, what can I say? I went all out. I was actually dressed serious for this one. I was gonna, but I'm like, you know what? It just doesn't do right for the audience. So we're gonna give you the full-on disheveled. Full disheveled. No styling of the hair. But we'll still keep the smart guy glasses. Lee Van Cleef are a farming. Exactly, you get it. You get it. So there's two parts to this. First part's gonna be the subject. You know, if you don't hate red pill dudes, then you're not red pilled. There's actually a few things to go on that, which is pretty fun. We're only going to do an hour, because after this, we're shooting over to the other channel. We're going to talk about proto-cyberpunk. We're doing Escape from New York, man. And I didn't I knew I liked cyberpunk. I've always liked cyberpunk, but I didn't know how much I knew it until I've actually had to, itemize the stuff that I was into. And it's funny, the only thing I never really got into was Gibson, which is I love Christianity. Never read the Bible, though. And having said that, Jesus. Anyways, I'm going to save it for there. I'm going to save it for that one. This one here is about the red pill guys. Quick thing of super chats. Get those shouted out of the way. Siege D. The Iggy in the chat. $5 1 cent super chat. What's up, Couch? What's up, Siege D? Finally at my desktop instead of my phone so I can send a $5 and 1 cent super chat. Oh, dude. Blessed. Blessed. That's what Charlie Kirk would have wanted. Siege D, another $5 1 cent super chat. Also, great interview you did with Kristen, that redheaded tomboy Substack lady on writing and being an authentic author. Yeah, I was a little annoyed because I think my mic was clipping there a little bit, which that's a StreamYard issue. I always hated that one. Even though I turn it down here on that end, it just never seems to not do that. So that's on me. But yeah, it was fun. It's actually there's a group of people now that only know me from the writing and don't know me from the red pill. And then there's a group of you guys that know me from the red pill, but don't know me from the writing. I'm a little concerned on how these two groups are going to meld over the next year or two. A little worried. Because it'll remind me of that time we went on that, what's her name? The chick with the tits. Curvy Writes What or something like that. I have to go look it up again. Doesn't talk to me anymore. Where it was we're having a nice cordial conversation, talking about stuff, being a little flirtatious, and then you guys in the chat were just yelling at the soccer moms, and those neurotic soccer moms were yelling at you. Oh, it was a gong show. And then she put out that 7-minute statement of how I'm an asshole and she's never going to talk to me again. I was like, thanks, guys. I could have been in on that lesbian writing scene. You had to ruin it for me. Bish finally has a weekend day free. Yeah, was it you that had the 30 days or 30 weekends in a row where you had to work? It was brutal. Brutal. All right. Oh, dear God, is that Orc City? I told my wife we needed needed a home improvement loan. She gave me $10,000 to move out. Oh, no respect at all. I wish I had a Rodney Dangerfield impression because I think that would sell the joke. I told my wife we needed a home improvement loan. She gave me $10,000 to move out. Hey. Jean-Simon Larose, love the new intro. I'm glad you like it, sir. Yeah. Ryan got it. Oh yeah, when it comes to like pop culture, I'll get if you have something that's come out in the last 80 years, I'll probably get your reference straight off. Oh, it's like when Rolo merged the Red Pill into the Vegas podcast scene with Mike Sartain. Actually, you know what? That makes sense. That actually makes sense. When I was wondering what Rolo was doing with the show, but that it's like a Vegas-styled one. Vegas-style variety show. That actually makes a lot of sense. Anyways, cutting to it. Oh, no, wait. I was going to talk about the Kristen one. I think it's on the channel. It might be good, because it's like this. You guys have seen how I approach the Red Pill stuff, right? I mean, I'm sure you have. You're here. But I'm pulling up my channel as I'm talking, so that's why I look all weird. I think I did have it in there. I do. All right, I'll put a link up to it. You guys will like it. Where in the hell did I put it? Oh, I haven't put it on the YouTube yet. Anyway, so Kirsten, she's a editor, writer, fellow Harry bag. Or no, I think was she Navy or Marines? I think she was Marines. But I technically counts as Navy, even though don't tell a Marine that. Anyway, she brought me on. We were talking about storytelling, because it's all storytelling, and it's not like it's some new pivot that I've done either, because if you read Fuck Files, that was essentially a storytelling vessel to introduce people to the Red Pill anyway, right? And so it was mostly just me approaching that the same way I was approaching like the Red Pill stuff. You know, learn as much as you can, synthesize it into some executable way. Don't live inside your head. Actually, like, focus on the praxis, and just kind of went there. And it was cool because like Devin Erickson and his wives watched it, gave it some traction. Like, dude, they called me, what they said, Hunter S. Thompson vibes, which I think that's a compliment. I don't have a revolver right now, but I wouldn't mind buying one. If I ever do everyday self-defense and move down to the States, I'm probably gonna go full FUD with a snub-nosed revolver, decently medium-sized caliber. So that was really cool. And then obviously I haven't hold back, and on my Substack I'm trying something new, and I don't know if it's gonna work. Where it's just like the thing was called I Hate Indie Books, because I was like reading so many books I just couldn't get into, and so I'm like, I hate this stuff. And then I actually started like reading and breaking it down. I'm realizing I don't hate a lot of the stuff that I'm talking about in there. It's actually not bad. Sometimes it's not the genre I like. Sometimes it's not this. So I just thought, you know what? It's kind of pivoted now into, I'm just going to honestly talk about the user process from me starting, like showing interest in a book, to buying it, to trying to read it, and how that goes. It goes pretty well. Anyways, that one seems to be taken off really, really nicely. So it's always there. It's on the Substack if you want it. As always, though, every Tuesday, I'm still doing case studies and field reports. Very Praxeology Volumes 3 stuff. Praxeology Volume 4 is coming out in November. The working title of that one is Field Reports was 3. 4 is Case Studies, or like a Reader's Digest. I'm not sure which title I'm going to use yet, but that one will be out there. And the idea is like more like actual practical breakdown stuff. It's almost going to be like an annual digest of Red Pill stuff, which is pretty cool. So what do you mean when you say if you don't hate Red Pill dudes, you're not Red Pilled? Well, there's a good part to it and a caution part to it. I'm going to start with the caution. The caution, I find it just interesting. Like, you know how people seem to be very good at forgetting bad stuff? I'm sure you've had some shitty times in your life years back, and then you notice, you kind of think of them fondly. Maybe you even have jokes with them. Hey, remember that time Uncle Touchy diddled me? And you're like, oh yeah, it was good times, good stuff. It's like the comedians. They always talk about their pain. Everybody has to talk about their pain, right? Dinky, it's not even about that. He's like, I used to have so much sauce. Now it's just weirdos fighting. Like, I'll tell you right now, it's never not been weirdos fighting. It was never good. There was never a time when you wanted the Red Pill space and you're like, holy cow, this place is great. That's never happened. I can tell you that for certain, because I was there, and it was just ridiculous then too. There was the same stupid infighting that there is now. The names are all different. There was an incel, a guy who never fucked at all, snuck in, got to be a moderator for a month on the Red Pill just because he was really good at parroting what everybody wanted to hear. Once they found out he admitted he never fucked, and they're like, yeah, he's got to go. We can't be in a forum about fucking and the guy who doesn't fuck is running it. That's not going to work. The married red pill hated the singles red pill. The women red pill hated the married red pill. The singles red pill hated the women's red pill. And the purple pill hated everybody. And the blue pill guys kept doxing the red pill guys. It's like, it's all the same shit. And then I was like, at first I thought, this is just uniquely shitty to this space and these people. But then I kind of started joining other groups. The Tekken community. And I was like, oh my God, it's exactly... First thing happens. I start getting into Tekken, like streaming it and that kind of thing. And first thing that happens, some Me Too accusation and a guy throwing himself on the swords like, oh, I love women. Don't do this to me. And then two people having like this little slap fight bitch fest. I was like, holy jeez, I recognize all of this. The only thing they're missing is a couple shooters. Roman McClay, rest in peace. Writer community. I've been actually joining like a few little like writers clubs, guys who like work on each other's stuff, help promote each other, just talk shop. I'm like, these things are great. It's pretty good. Same thing. Oh, man, there's this guy's got beef with this guy. This guy's an asshole. Just so you know, I'm like, oh, I feel at home already. I was just like, relax. I can handle this. Are you sure you can handle it? Yeah. And then I start sending like the news reports of like Anthony Johnson, how his brother killed his mom, and he's like, fuck you, Dad. What's going? And then I send the George Bruno videos. I'm like, relax, guys. Whatever beef is going on here, whoever's mad at somebody else, I'll be fine. Just don't be crazy and I won't make an ad. That's all I ask. That's all I ask. Yeah, it's an absolute dumpster fire. But that kind of got me realizing, like, everybody's a dumpster fire. You kind of have to hate where you're at. You have to hate your audience a little bit. You have to hate your peers a little bit. Just a little bit of hate in your heart to keep you sharp, right? But so anyways, that's not what I'm talking about. When I talk about you got to hate the red pill dudes. So when you're miserable, you hate it, it's never going away. Genetically, we kind of have a thing where we can't be in that state forever. Otherwise, we would just end up, suiciding. Doesn't work well for everybody at all. Nice jowls, bro. Delete your channel. Oh, thank you very much, sir. Whatever a jowl is, I hope I got 4 of them. Anyways. So we have this thing where our body actively forgets the most painful stuff. Pain is more of an acute stressor. It's not really meant for a long-term stressor. Which is why all this shit about depression and SSRIs is really, really evil. Evil. Because they really try to prolong, and I'm not lost on the irony of chicks going to therapy on SSRIs, shitting on red pill dudes for trying to monetize guys' anger phase. So I'm like, really? Because it sounds like your pain's getting monetized pretty well. The only difference is it's also got like a government stamp of a seal of approval attached to it. But that's kind of one of those things. Everybody always sees what they don't want to see in themselves and other people. I've heard Young say it's a shadow. Some nerd in here will probably say, that's the shadow, of course. Like, whatever. I don't care. So yeah, usually when you'll see people talking about you being a degenerate, it's because it's a degenerate. When you see people saying you're monetizing the anger phase stuff, it's usually because, they're having their anger monetized or whatever. Ryan reads like 50 books a year. No one is... Dude, I write more books than I read. And I'm not saying that as a flex. I think that's an insult. I'm not even sure. So anyways, our brain kind of pushes the stuff to the back end. Now, here is what I'm talking about, the problem with the red pill side of things, right? So if you haven't come from a place of pain, and everybody who's here came from a place of pain, or you wouldn't be here. Nobody comes here because they're happy and healthy with a wonderful relationship and wonderful kids and money is flowing like wine. Like life is great. I'm going to join all these retarded people online. Never happens. So yeah, you're surrounded by shitty people or people that are down on their luck. And there's a difference, but you won't know it first. And you fix, oh, marriage sucks, now it's great. Oh, I wasn't getting laid, worked out, now it's great. Michael's story, or not Michael's story, Confessions from a Reformed Incel, M3, where he was talking about, went through 12 years of celibacy and anger, and then finally got over it and built himself up, made himself good. It's one of the best like coming of age stories in the red pill, right? And after you get some time, you forget all this stuff. I forget what women were like. Oh, they're wonderful and they smell like spice and they always act nice and they hit on you. What are you talking about? And it's one of those things. Yeah, it's never bad until it's bad. It was always good times. But if you're not at that threshold to get those good times, it's absolutely horrible times. If you don't believe me, just talk to any guy who claims himself as MGTOW. He'll tell you. Yeah, who hates smoking the most? Ex-smokers. Who hates degeneracy the most? Ex-degenerates. Usually it all comes out. Yeah, the angriest people on fat people are ex-fat. Like, you lose some weight, they're the most vicious people towards fat people. Even in Canada, do you know who hates Indian migration the most in Canada? Indians. It's so funny to see. So, like, we had a big group came here in the 80s and the 90s. Very switched on people, kind of like the top of the top, came to Canada for a better life. Anyways, they are just like, not even euphemisms, just flat out racism. But that's kind of the thing. So anyways, you're at this point where you're past it all. You've gotten past it. Everything's getting better. Over time, you start to forget how bad things could be. Athol K, great example. I mention him all the time. I probably haven't done it in a while, so I'm going to tell the story again. Athol K was probably the original workshop model for Red Pill. He wrote Married Man's Sex Life Primer. He did, he had the Married Man's Sex Life Primer forums. He was like the pre-Red Pill subreddit. It was a forum back in the day. And he had a bunch of other books too. I just don't know why I can't remember them all right now. Hold on a sec. Let me do my proper... If I'm going to do this, I might as well do this properly. There we go. His full collection. So the Mindful Attraction Plan, which Male Action Plan, that's the way I'm always going to refer to it, because that was the original title. I don't like when he changed it. The Married Man's Sex Life Primer. And then you had some third one, Nice Card, Mean Card. Never read it. Doesn't really matter. How to Answer, Do My Pants Make My Ass... What the fuck is he doing? All right, he's got a bunch of slop too, but anyways. Point of the story is, he kind of got through it. His business started thriving. He was doing great. And then he kind of forgot the way his marriage was at the first. So he brings his wife in. Oh, yeah, you can help me run this place. She's on my same team. Ride or die, bitch. It's great. Thinks that the rules don't apply to him now because he's got his shit together. The rules apply to all of us. And it's like, even if women love you and they don't hate you and they worship the ground you walk upon and they still desire you, they're still going to act like women do. And it's a great way to just tank your brand. And sure enough, as soon as his wife took over, like running the forums and the company stuff, and he would just do the workshops and that. As soon as it happened, she brought a couple of her little chicken friends in there. They started forming little cliques. They started banning people who said things that were detrimental towards women, but true and helpful towards men. And it got so bad that there used to be guys talking, it's like, and then 2013 is when this change happened. They're like, yeah, if you're going to listen to anything in here, read before 2013 and look for a banned user. If it's not that, you're probably not going to get anything useful out of it. And I was like, that's a sad thing. He eventually got a heart attack. The business kind of went under. It's really a cautionary tale for everybody. But that's kind of illustrating my point. If you get past your problems for long enough, you forget what problems look like. We're just hardwired towards it. So yeah, and you're going to kind of hate the red, like, you're fucking losers. Why don't you just, draw the fucking owl? You know that cartoon? How do you draw an owl? Draw some circles, then, draw the rest of the fucking owl. That's kind of how people talk about dating advice once they've got their shit together, because they forget all the details about getting the owl. So yeah, why don't you guys just be attractive? Just act nice. Just walk up and say hi. It's like, yeah, dude, there is so much in between there. And I get it when you didn't know it. It's like that Bruce Lee line when, before you knew a thing, a punch was just a punch and a kick was just a kick and it doesn't work. And then you're learning the thing and, oh my God, a punch is not just a punch and a kick's not just a kick. And then once you've mastered the thing, a punch is a punch, kick's a kick. So you're talking to guys who think a punch is not a punch, a kick is not a kick. And if it's just punch and kick, man, there's details in there. I'll walk up and say hi. Well, then what? What are you doing? What's the accomplishment? Whole bunch of details in there. Hey, your marriage. Why's your wife shitting on you? Just tell her to shut up. Yeah, that's great. But you gotta explain boundary enforcement, nice guy behavior, like a whole thing. In order to bake a cake, you gotta start building the universe. So it's something I promised myself early, which I hope has come through for you guys. And this is something for you guys too, because in your life, you're probably getting the same thing where like I keep certain keepsakes of the dark times. Like, I don't know if you, do I even have it here? Yeah, there it is. It's up top. You can't see it, but there's one of those big accordion files, big fucker like this. And it's got all of my military accoutrements on there. It's got some good memories. It's got some, but it has the bad memories. It has my entire case file from the espionage days, that 14 months of hell, of punishment without due process, that stuff. And I'm laughing about it now, but at the time it was like, yeah, man, it was rough. So not every year, but there'll be times where I'm kind of like, I kind of catch myself being like, oh, this is easy. Why don't you just, I kind of go and give it like a quick glance, go look at things again, kind of remind myself, because it's one of those skills you're going to need to remember how bad things can get or how bad things used to be. Yeah, maybe your wife is great now. Maybe she was horrible back then, and maybe it was like really, really bad, and it was just, you realize, yeah, the way I act, and she kind of reflects that in her actions. But now that you're acting well, she's acting well. Well, you know, just so you know, it's not like it can't go back to that way. And so I think it's often good to have little keepsakes, little memories. Oh yeah, forgot about that. Will it put a little bit of hate in your heart? Absolutely. Will it keep you from delusionally thinking the rules don't apply to you? Absolutely. So that's what I mean. If you don't hate red pill people, you're not red pilled. Because you have to go through those trenches. You have to get out of it in order to start thinking back and like, oh, it's whatever. It's fun times. Same thing with just like looking at the forum stuff where everybody's like, it used to be better. There is always somebody who said it used to be better. In 2010, oh, it used to be better in 2008. 2015, oh, dude, 2012 was the best. 2020, oh, 2015 years was the best. And now today we're like, dude, 4 years ago was awesome. It was never awesome. Everybody was always a retard. Yeah, there's Myron now running his mouth, but back then it was Kevin Samuels running his mouth. And before that, it was 33 Secrets running his mouth. Before that, it was Coach Red Pill, Eladio Gonzalez, or whatever his name is. Before that, it was, who's the other doof? Stefan Molyneux. And before that, it was Mike Cernovich. Before that, Tucker Max. Before that, oh, dude, there's always some retard running his mouth. Yeah. Who has the best advice for running game? See, that's, Bobby, it's kind of like a bad way of looking at it. There's no best advice, because there's no advice for running game. It's essentially just a skeleton, like a framework. It's training wheels. Because to be fair, the people are absolutely, just walk up and say hi and just let things flow. Absolutely. But if you don't have a flow, you kind of have to like get a practice flow. And that's what, like, and any of the systems will work for that. The mystery method, the London day game model, the Roos's day bank stuff, all of that, no difference whatsoever. What it does though, is it gives you a systemized framework. So you're like, all right, walk up, opener. All right, opener, rapport building. Okay, rapport building, isolation, seduction, you know, all that stuff. And yeah, it sounds a little cringe, but the idea is then it allows you to break things down into certain steps. And then you get good at the steps because you see individually, okay, turns out my openers really suck because nobody wants to have a conversation with me after the first 30 seconds. So it gives you something to work on. And then you see where your weak spots are and you work on your weak spots. And then you kind of get to where you understand the whole thing. And then you'll reach that point where somebody gives you, I always call it the, you don't have to try so hard speech. Where you're like, I got to run through all 9 steps, A1, A2, A3, all the way down to S2 and S3. And the girl's like, relax, you got this. You're like, oh, thank God. And then you realize, yeah, you don't need them anymore. Take off the training wheels. Yeah, you just walk up and say hi. Again. But then you start to think all these pickup guys are just fucking weird incels. What the hell are they doing? Again, if you don't hate these people, you haven't been through it. It's just the way it works. So I always try to have like a I know it's weird to get all this way just to have a non-judgmental attitude, but it's kind of like, I get it. What do you think? I'm going to see some kid painting a finger painting? It's like, dude, your chiaroscuro sucks, you fucking moron. Slap it out of his hand. No. For what he is and what his level of skill is and what he's trying to do, I get it. I get why he's doing finger paintings. He doesn't have the dexterity to hold a brush yet. He doesn't know wet on wet. He does not know how to do tenebrism. He does not know any, like, how to make gesso marks on it. What's the difference between expressionism and impressionism? The kid's like 6. He doesn't know. Get off his ass. Yeah. Paint by numbers, guys. And there's no shame in paint by numbers. We all learn the way we learn. And some guys really do like a paint by numbers systemized way because it gives you rules. And then once you, holy shit, Swerve! Haven't seen you in a hot minute, sir. A scar is a reminder. I can't remember all my injuries that healed perfectly. Dude, that's a good way of putting it. Can I steal that line? I'm going to tweet that. I'm going to get it. I tell you what, if it goes viral and I get Elon bucks, I'll give you a cut. I promise. Although, I got to fix your capitalization here. I spell bad enough on my own, but if I'm stealing your stuff, I'm going to spell even worse. All right, good luck. Here's hoping it goes viral and I cut you a check, sir. Fucking guy. Fuck, the whole crowd's in here. I see John. I see Swerve. Hey, is he still doing Starfield? I want to give a shout out to Swerve stuff, but I haven't been online to watch stuff lately. So I want to make sure you're still tweeting. Oh, you're back on Skyrim. Nice. Oh no, and Starfield. Yeah, Starfield, Skyrim. He's one of those like nuts and bolts of that. The same way I'm kind of like cooing about Cyberpunk now. He's on that stuff, so it's pretty cool. If you're into that, I think you'd like it. He's very nerdy into it. Anyways, Raw Squad's not bad. For me, I haven't done much gaming lately for the channels and that, which I just haven't had time. Mostly it's been focusing on the books, which, by the way, Softbone 2 is about a third of the way through the first draft right now, so it's getting progress. It's making it. I've got some good ideas on this one. I finally found a way to read Gibson, but we'll save that for the next episode. Anyway, so yeah, you're going to hate these people. And then on top of that, you're going to notice... So I'm not talking shit about Rolo here. That's not it at all. If anybody, I think he's earned it more than other people. But a lot of guys do talk shit about it. I think it's good to understand what's going on. Because it's important, and we're all doing it to some extent. The red pill, as it turns out, is not an extremely wide, expansive field of knowledge. There actually is not that much to talk about. There's a lot of depth to it. You take a simple concept of boundary enforcement, and you've got a insane level of depth with what counts as a boundary, what doesn't count as a boundary, setting your own boundaries, the 100 different ways that boundaries can conflict. There's all kinds of depth when it comes to that stuff, but it's not a very wide thing. Boundary enforcement is pretty straightforward. You have 3 tools. You have your attention, you have your affection, and you have your commitment. You pull those based on your boundary. And those boundary enforcement tools only have teeth if you have SMV, or it's like a sexual market value. It's even applicable to like the business world. If your boss doesn't need you, you have no leverage. If your boss does need you, you have leverage. You know, you walk, you ignore, the same thing. Boundaries, solved issue. Nice guy stuff, hiding the badness, toxic shame, that kind of stuff. Well known, pretty solid, not a lot of width to it, but tons of depth. You'd be surprised. Every week on the workshops, I see guys who will have like an element of male toxic shame, but they don't even associate it with it. And you usually see it because they're hiding stuff about their life that like you don't need to. You maybe don't need to parade it to the world, but you're actively hiding it. Why? They're like, I don't know. I'm not really even ashamed about it. And it's true. Sometimes they aren't even ashamed of it. There's no toxic shame. But because the behavior patterns are stuck in where they are, you act as if you do, which functionally is the same from a praxis perspective. Praxeologically wise, it's the same thing. Whether you're ashamed of something or you're just acting like you are. I'm only pretending to be retarded. All right, bud. Sure. So yeah, if you're talking about this stuff, you got a good couple years. I would say 5 years, because I went about as hard as anybody could. And it took me about 5 years to get through the stuff. I actually had a roadmap. That's what I'm saying. Like, if you systemize things and break it down, it takes about 5 years to get through everything. It's almost like a university degree. And I'm talking about everything. The average person doesn't need everything. The average person needs about 20% of it. But the problem is everybody has an overlapping 20%. So if you want to do all of it, it's like 5 times as much as anybody else. For like the regular average person and their own personal life, a year or 2 max. And that's if you're slow. Some people can turn their shit around from like absolutely horrific to normal in like 6 months. And I'm not here to set like, oh, it's better if you're that smart and you're not smart. It doesn't really matter. If you get there, you get there. You'll see guys in their 60s. Man, I wish I'd learned this stuff earlier. It's like, yeah, well, you learn it when you learn it. It's no shame. I think the oldest guy so far I found who red-pilled himself was 65. 65! Tell you this much though, he was crushing it with the 38-year-olds. Oh my God, it was so fun. So fun to watch. Yeah, you'll see so many different examples of failure. I would even argue one of the better lessons as opposed to learning things is watching other people fail to learn things, like seeing the consequences. Because yeah, it's great if you can fail on your own, fail fast, recover quickly, and that's a skill absolutely worth learning. But the one good thing about being in a communal red pill space is most guys are fucking morons. They are ego driven, they are stupid, they are incapable of execution. They don't want to win. They want to have a victim. They want to have somebody to blame. They want to have an online girl to cyberstalk for years. Like, they don't want anything. But they do want a community. I want to suffer in a group, because then it's safe. Then we can, like, absolve the blame women. Fuck them. Watching those guys fuck up, oh my God, it's like, holy shit, I'm glad I don't do that. Holy shit, I'm glad I don't do that. And you probably won't. Some of the more extreme failures I've seen, I mean, the most extreme one I still think is Roman McClay. Shot 6 people and then suicide by cop. I'm like, all right, when I write a book, don't suicide by cop right afterwards. Don't threaten people on your podcast. But you're never going to fuck up that bad. But you can take a lesser version of that. Like some guy ends up screwing up his marriage, getting accused of abuse. I think I used the example of Alpha as Wolf was his name. What a great pen name. It's one of those things you learn, by the way. Like, everybody likes having a pseudonym for this stuff. Anybody who uses a canine reference or an alpha reference in their name, most likely a piece of shit. Most likely, because they're compensating. To date, I still think the first account from first pen name from a new guy that was switched on right at the start, his name was Fuck the Married Red Pill. I was like, but everything he said was just a banger. I'm like, oh man. Like I said, if you don't hate the red pill dudes, you're not red pilled. I'm literally. Yeah, so you watch these people fuck up stuff. Alpha's Wolf, he was like, he thought everything was a shit test and everything was a battle for power. His wife promised him a blowjob later, but she was busy or tired or something. And he's like, fine, whatever. And he's doing good at, like, handling rejection without ruining it. And then later on, sure enough, she comes down the stairs, lingerie up. All right, let's do this. Let's fucking go. Runs through the paper out on the field. She's like, hey, your hands are a little cold. Can you warm those up for me? And he's like, oh, fucking shit testing me, will you? And starts throwing her around. And she's like, okay, dude, we need to talk about this physical abuse. And he's like, where did that come from? And I was like, Jesus, only from an alpha male wolf can somebody turn a guaranteed blowjob into a potential Me Too accusation. It's just, okay, Siege. Oh yeah. What if I have a canine in my profile? Sighthounds don't count. I don't know why. I can't explain it. But every switched on red pill guy I know either has or had or wants to have a sighthound. It's just a thing. So you're safe. I always think of the John Fish robot dog meme. Oh, dude, I'll probably play that. Actually, you know what? Let's do that. I haven't played that one in a while. That's one of my favorites of all the promos.
Hey, brother, who do you think is the funniest member of Rule Zero Squad? Now? What's your favorite comment joke of theirs? I think Ryan brings good laughs. He does. Ryan is like British humor. It's like Monty Python. And people are like, if you get it, you laugh your ass off. If you don't get it, you're like...
Fuck Ryan Stone.
People just don't get his humor. Who's the funniest one on there? You mean besides John Fitch? I think John Fitch is the funniest member of Rule Zero, but he's unintentionally funny. With the robot dogs.
Seeing this robot dog in real life was pretty surreal and terrible.
And Cappy's pretty funny. He can be pretty funny too. Who's the funniest member?
Anyway, so back to the point I was trying to get to with the Rolo thing. And so you see what I'm saying. Only 5 years of stuff. And then once that's done, what do you do next? There's only so many options. You can either start from the beginning and just recycle it over and over. Call it the Stefan Molyneux, because he's back and he's talking like it's 2010 again. I'm like, geez, Steph, you got to advance. There's the pivots. Like, I know some guys will just pivot into what's the newest thing. Almost always politics, by the way. And don't get me wrong, it's easy to get sucked into politics. I, from time to time, shitpost a lot of it, but that's just because I'm an absurdist. And then the big one is just, well, what else are you interested in? Maybe go that direction. And that's me with the writing now. It's a pretty easy pivot because I'm already 4 or 5 books in with the red pill stuff, so switched over to fiction. Still the red pill stuff. Still that. It's more entertainment side now. Great. Rolo was getting a lot of grief for Access Vegas and the porn star thing and the rock star thing. But it's kind of like, first off, let's take your most cynical interpretation. Let's say he's just cashed out. He just wants cash, doesn't care, wants to be the coolest guy in the room, whatever. I think out of all the people here in this space that have done this, I think he's the one guy who doesn't get to have shit talked about him if he were to cash out. I think he's earned it. It's like Shawshank Redemption. Remember at the end, Andy Dufresne and Red were going to go sand that boat in the Bahamas? They've earned it. Let him have it. There's that part of it. He's probably done more over a longer period of time, completely outside of like the ass model of Instagram side of it for like 20 years. So yeah, if he wants to go and do this stuff, fucking fill your boots, man. You've earned it. Fuck him. Aside from that too, is it entertaining? That's always good. Is it making things worse? If you notice too, no matter how much rigmarole and Vegas showgirl stuff he throws on there, he still has his same 4-hour live stream, talking into the mic, long stream of consciousness format. So it's like, did it really change? Just got a different wrapping paper on it. So did they exhale MLD? No, I think he's good. As long as you're not an Indian in Japan, they think they're all fans of you now. Or is he still in Japan? I haven't caught up. Dude, I got to catch up, see what's up with everybody. I know John just had a kid, and so he's kind of like offline for a bit doing his thing, which good for him. His new girl seems to be much better than his bitch ex-wife. Yeah, he crawled through enough shit pipes. But it's the same thing as I was just talking about before. You do this for long enough, you kind of get everything done, you have to make a decision. What do you want to do? You forget what shit looks like. What's that? That's the Layer Cake, son. What's that? There's a movie, Layer Cake, really good movie. It's a gangster movie, stars Daniel Craig. It's like, yeah, you eat shit, get higher up, eat more shit, take a little less shit. Eventually you're so high up in the stratosphere you forget what shit tastes like. That's the Layer Cake, sir. That's kind of where you're at right now. What happened to... Oh, dude. Yeah, no, he's fine. He's fine. Troy, still doing his thing, still running his workshops. I think he's dating again. It's been a while. I'm due for a catch up, not just for like some of the old school, like the old Rule Zero guys, but like my military friends as well. It's been like a year since I've talked to those guys. But that's like everything, right? You always got to get caught up. Oh, his visa expired in Japan. Oh, that sucks. Because you know they're going to be locking that country down pretty soon with the migration, but you just don't want to get there. Anyways, we got 15 more minutes on this one. Let me focus what we're doing. Yeah, so you kind of have to. And it's fine. And that's the other thing. It's like it's normal. There's certain phases that guys will go through here. And they always seem like, oh, something is wrong or something needs to be fixed. But I've seen it like hundreds of times. Big accounts, small accounts, no accounts, just the regular guy, guys from the workshop, random guys on whoever, guys in my own life who just accidentally kind of happened upon similar stuff. It's all the same process. You start and it's like a fire hose. It's like a lifeline. Oh, thank God, things are absolutely horrible. Well, at first there's denial where you're actively willing to fuck over anybody who's trying to red pill you, the don't red pill your friends thing. They'll fuck you over. They'll fuck you over this. Maybe they'll take like a cursory glance at this stuff because it's kind of interesting, but they don't really get into it. And then some acute pain happens. Then they get into it. It's like a fire hose of information. It's a lifeline. Oh my God, help me process what the fuck just happened. And then you do, and it makes sense. And then you get into it and you learn, and then you get good at whatever it is you're trying to do. Women, marriage, whatever, you're getting good at it. And then you enter that 6 months phase of being an insufferable asshole. I know what the fuck I'm doing. You can't tell me what to do. And kudos, you earned it. I still laugh. The most public example of that, and I love seeing it to this day, was when John made that $2 million off of his body language mastery course. Oh, dude, everybody's like, I can't talk to John. He's such an insufferable cunt right now. I'm like, what did you think was going to happen? He has worked his ass off for like a decade, finally gotten the results that he was aiming for. It could have been better than imagined, and you're worried that it's going to his head? It's like, where did you think it was going to go? Give him 6 months. I know, I remember even behind the scenes with other people, it's like, just give it 6 months. He will burn out of his system. It will become his new normal, and he'll turn back into the same old John. And sure enough, back to the same old John. It's like, see, just fucking relax. It'll be fine. He's sitting there doing his thing. It's great. And it's easy to point this out as like a brand thing. But just remember, every single guy in the married red pill with a shitty marriage that turned that shit around or swapped the wife out for another girl or decided to open up the relationship on his end or whatever solution that they wanted and they went for and they got, all did it. I did it. Cad did it. Rule Zero Dad did it. Why More Please did it. Everybody did it. We were all an asshole, an insufferable asshole for 6 months. It's part of the process. And that's when after it comes the whole, if you don't hate red pill guys, you were never here. Look at these fucking chuckle fucks. Look at these retards. Look at these flop cocks. Gen X has some of the best burns, by the way. It's always like a snappy 2-word thing, like a flop cock, dipshit, cocksucker, asshole. It's like, they're just really good. Snappy, to the point. They got that little bit of vulgarity to them that makes them kind of like hit awkward. It's perfect. He's a fraud who keeps saying bad things about Rolo. I haven't seen it yet. You'll have to show me because I have no idea what you're talking about, but keep in mind that's the other thing that's happened to a lot. I remember, what was her name? Kitten Holiday or something like that. I guess remember why am I drawing a blank? The black guy in the Rule Zero. Donovan. Fuck. That was embarrassing. Donovan Sharp and his girlfriend was Dev. I guess they're married now. They had like a big red pill wedding, which, whatever. They were friends with this chick named Kitten Holiday, who was one of those like middle-aged pick-me girls. And she used to always knitter in everybody's ear. Hey, just so you know, this place only served, like she told me, like, oh, this place is only doing as good as it is because of you. You need to get rid of Donovan. And she'd tell Rolo the same thing. And she'd tell Donovan the same thing. You need to get rid of Rolo. And tell Troy, you need to get rid of Donovan and Ryan. Fuck these guys. And everybody's like, and we just kind of talk to each other. It's like, hey, is anybody else getting Kitten Holiday trying to tell us to pull a Yoko Ono? They're like, yeah. Fucking weird. It was just so funny. Apparently we're all vital. And as soon as we kick out one of the other guys. And she was like very blanket on that. Or Iris and Oleander. This is a deep cut. There was a group in the Trad Wives, the red-pilled women, that were fans of the red pill guys, which is fine, collaborative, whatever. This one chick, Iris and Oleander, used to send faceless nudes to a lot of the guys. And like flirty, very, you could tell like, oh, okay, I'll see you at the convention. Anyways, it was just funny because I didn't think anything of it. I'm like, whatever. Back in the Reddit days, I don't get nudes anymore, thank God. Because now I'm more terrified. I see one, I'm like instantly assuming it's like a psyop or an Indian guy trying to scam me or a girl waiting to Me Too me. I'm like, yeah, brand-wise, I can't go there now. Back in the Reddit days, it was fine. Everybody threw all this shit around. And he was sitting on there on the live stream once just bragging about like, yeah, dude, these red-pilled chicks, they are sending you photos and nudes and this one chick. And he mentioned a detail. It was something like spider stockings or something. I can't remember what the detail was, but it was something. I'm like, wait a minute. I recognize this. So I text Donnie on the stream while we're talking. I'm like, hey, is this the photo you're talking about? And then he looks up from his phone on the camera. He's like, yes, this is exactly what I'm talking about. I'm like, yeah, we were all getting it. I don't know what the point of this was. I just found it to be a very funny story. Oh, about the usurpers. That's right. Anyways, supposedly her husband found out about all this stuff and he told her like, yeah, ditch all your socials or we're fucking done. Which, solid on him. Way to shut that shit down. So if anything, he probably was red-pilled enough anyway to realize, yeah, that's what chicks are like. And he's like, yeah, you either belong as a Luddite or you belong on the streets. Make a choice, woman. And she canceled it. She disappeared. Good for her. I've seen those boobs. It's pro wrestling. All the red pill guys talk some shit about each other and all the artists stick to it like shit on Velcro. I mean, there's so much to talk about, though. It's very easy to sit here and just like gossip. And don't get me wrong, I'm kind of doing the same thing now. I kind of look at it more almost like nostalgia. It's like, oh, dude, remember these times? Yeah, it's great. And that's the thing. You're going to need some of that. Without a little bit of sizzle, nobody's going to buy your steak anyway, but you got to have steak. And that's ultimately what people are angry about. It's not so much that there's the gossip or the goofiness or people talking shit about this. That is fine. That's enough to get some initial interest. That's enough to build some buzz. That's enough to start some beef. It's all good from a marketing perspective, but you have to have something on the back end. If you don't follow it up with solid things like, hey, here's good boundary enforcement stuff. And kudos to guys like Paul and Paul and Jack and Nuke, because they are still on like the fundamentals train. Nuke he leans into the gossip a little more, which good for him. But yeah, you see guys like Jack, they're pretty solid. It's like, no, let's just stick to the material here. And I'm like, good for them. Ryan, what's with her friend's channel? He keeps showing clips of the big fat girl who works for the DFN. I don't know what the DFN is, and I have many friends, so you're going to have to be more specific. I don't know. Is he trying to get with her? Did it work? Is he not trying to get with her? What is the issue? What is even the issue, and what do you expect me to do about it? Troy shows a fat chick on his channel? Oh my god, let me just call the fat channel police. Like, what the fuck? Yeah, emergency podcast. Oh, fair enough. Yeah, time waster the worst. Guys, just there for your validation. To be fair, and this is off topic, but we're going to end on this. We're going to move over and talk about Escape from New York anyway. Oh, wait. And now that you finished watching Softbone, did you watch Doug Walker's video? I don't know what Doug Walker's video is. Is there a Doug Walker? Oh, you mean it's like the Doug Walker in chat, or is there a different Doug Walker? I don't know it. Needs a fat channel police badge. What was I talking about here? Oh, It's nothing personal. I like Ryan as a writer, but I would never want to meet him in person. Oh, dude, yeah, no. We don't. I think this is a much better situation when it's kind of just like entertained. The personal meet stuff, I mean, I'm fine to talk to in person. Anybody else who's talked to me in person, they find it very... So, after that interview with Kristen, I always call her Kirsten. After the interview with Kristen, there is a couple writers on Substack who've never really heard of me, but like, how does this guy have 6,000 people on Substack? How does he have 20,000 on Twitter? Why is his YouTube channel so big? And they just see me talking like mad shit on the shit post. Like, I don't get it. And then they see the interview like, okay, a couple things I've noticed. One, he actually is a likable enough guy. I get why he's as popular as he is now, which isn't very much, but still. And then the second thing was like, that does not come through in his writing at all. Honestly, in person, I'm it's really just an average person. It's very normal to talk to. Yeah, I'm funny. Yeah, I tell jokes. I tend to be polite and cordial. I don't cuss nearly as much as I do on camera. This is definitely me being on, which is not an act. I don't know how to explain it, unless you've ever had to do any type of public speaking. Do you know what I mean, though? You have to be on. And I get that. It's been like, I remember since 21 convention, as soon as I left the hotel room and was out on the floor and then there was like people there that were guests, you can just feel it. Military was another example of this. When I'm in my uniform walking out civilian side, where all of a sudden like your posture is better, your diction is better, you're not grumpy, you're always cordial. It's just being on. I concern Ryan is awful in person. Oh, that's right. From Tristan from the old days. That's from the convention that shall not be named. Oh, wait. Doug Walker does movie reviews, but he's been around a lot longer. Oh, I didn't think... Oh, I know what you mean. So for the movie stuff, yes. I thought you meant he was talking about the books, which, no, I hadn't seen that. Yeah, it's not bad. I'm actually surprised. There's a lot of channels like Orion that do that stuff. Anyways, we'll get to that on the next one. Yeah, so just take it for what it is. This is all great to talk about. It's some kind of thing. This guy's doing this, something interesting. Stick around for a little while. You're going to find it's all the same. Nothing ever changes. Everything is a phase. And all of these guys do this, and these guys do that, and those guys do this, and the girls do that. It's so cliched, so derivative, you'll almost just get over it. And then when you're over it, you're going to start hating the red pill dudes. And that's how you know you've made it. I cannot express this final lesson anymore, is that you'll never know you've made it as a red pilled guy trying to solve whatever you're trying to solve until you have like just a low key disdain for other red pill guys. Like, what the fuck is wrong with you, man? What are you doing? You've been an asshole for like 6 months. You're not even trying to fuck. You just want a validation circle. What are you doing blaming women and the 19th Amendment for all your problems? Just walk up to a girl and say hi. Yeah, it shows you're kind of out of touch and you've become the unk of the red pill, but This place was never meant to be permanent. It was meant for you to get in, get what you want, and get out. Carl is still, I would argue, out of all the red-pilled content creators, Black Label Logic Carl is the model. And it's so hard to find him now. I think the first 100 podcasts on this channel are the only place you can even see his stuff anymore. Because he literally had a fucking shit situation. The ex-wife tried to stab him. A lot of craziness on that one. He was stuck in a random country in America where he was originally from Europe. Did this stuff, wrote like 1,000 essays, did all of his processing, all of his practice. I remember all the guys talking about dating. He's like, you know what? I'm going to go see for myself. I'm going to do 50 dates in 50 days. I want to see exactly how much, and I still, to this day, is probably my favorite thing, and he'd ever done that experiment. I want to see exactly what part of pickup is essential and what isn't. And it was so funny because by the end of it, he's still to this day a fan of Alan Roger Curry's Mode 1. He goes, yeah, it turns out that all of the singing and the dancing and the pickup, and he's like, none of it matters. I'm literally out there to see if a girl is wasting my time. And he was like ruthless with it too. Because he's like, I got another one of these tomorrow. I can't stay out late. I'm fucking exhausted. He was probably the most efficient thing. I wish I could bottle that up in some kind of workshop or a course. The 50 dates in 50 days. Never mind just being able to source 50 girls. Yeah, well, I know. And see, Rob's like, just tell them what you want. Just draw the fucking owl. Just walk up and say hi. Do you see what I mean? There's so much in there, in that one statement, that if you don't understand where Rob's coming from, it sounds very dismissive. Just go up and tell them that you're just there to fucking whatever. Rob can do it, but Rob knows all the stuff in there. He's had it so long, he doesn't remember that stuff anymore, but he just does it. But to talk to you guys, if you haven't done that, yeah, there's a whole bunch of shit to go through. That's fine. That's just the nature of the game. And like I said, nobody hates red pill dudes more than Rob. But again, Rob's done his time. Rob's been through the trenches. Rob gets in, gets out. Rob just wants to sit down and drink Bud Light and laugh with the red pill George Floyd and do his thing. And I'm like, good for him. Mode 1 is efficient, but you need to be willing to walk away. Yeah, there's all these but you need to be's. That's the point I'm trying to make here. Everything is efficient. Everything is easy. But you have to remember, and there's always like 100 little things that you have to internalize and memorize and remember and be consistent with and beat out any internal struggle you have with walking away or whatever. Yeah, when you start something, a punch is just a punch and a kick is just a kick, and then you're learning the thing, and a punch is no longer a punch, and a kick is no longer a kick. And then when you've mastered the thing, just tell them what you want. Just draw the fucking owl. So yeah. Anyways, enough of the little pep talk stuff. We're going to talk about proto-cyberpunk. Look, I don't know if you guys are cyberpunk fans. If you're not, I will make you one. I will make you a cyberpunk fan. If you're a John Carpenter fan, you already know where I'm going with this one. If you're not a John Carpenter fan, I'm going to make you a John Carpenter fan. If you're just like, dude, I'm tired of yelling at women, I'm like, I got you, bro. They got 80s baddies with perms. Trust me, we're going to have so much fun. So take a coffee break, take a piss break, a couple minutes, 3-4 at most. Switch us right over there. Automatically. So you just got to stick around. Free gender, $5 1 cent super chat. Lol, Mystery says, you can't skip steps, but I've literally had the building rapport phase for too long. Cost me DTF girls. Yeah. Oh, dude, you have to skip steps. But if you read that properly, he says you can't skip steps. But earlier on, he also talks about, like, you have to use your judgment on this one because sometimes they fall in your lap. And I was the same way. I've had it to where I'm like, wait a second, I'm not ready yet. I have to do step 3, or I have to, do a rapport builder. I have to do another DHV before you're showing interest. And that's when you kind of realize, like, oh, okay, so yeah, I can. Once you know what you're looking for, you know when to break the rules. Anyways, letting myself out in the yard for a piss break. I'll see you guys then. I'm going to doll myself just a little bit up because I want Orion to take off as a channel. It's doing really well, by the way. First year just rolled by. So awesome. Oh, wait, you have another $5? Sorry about that. I'll check it out. Oh, there it is up top. Fucker. All right. Free gender, good call. I did miss your super chat. That's on me. It was not on purpose. We almost made it.
So the meme, they're very good. This is really, they've taken it True Alpha.
Named Ryan Stone.
It says, ask Murphy about the article he wrote, cuckolding his wife. Clear up the cuck article. Clear up the cuck article.
Why are you doing this to me? Why are you doing this to me? Why are you doing this to me?
If I wasn't prepared to literally impoverish his entire bloodline,
I am now concerned for my career.
And I still recommend clear up the cuck article.
You know what? Fuck you for bringing this up. Yeah. Fuck you. Heartfelt.
I'm not gonna have those guys back on my channel again. Absolutely not.
Just use a little bit of fucking common sense.
It is just.
That's great. That's you should.
Fuck you.
Sorry, apologies.
Just keep going, dude. One foot in front of the other. Before you know it, this will all be in the rearview mirror. Fuck you.
One step in front of the other. All right, so the final super chat. Free gender with the $5 super chat. Fuck. If I send you the money for Something is Missing by Matthew Dix, will you buy it and read it? The book is good, so Wisdom of Psychopaths 2. I just grabbed it. I took a look. So far, all I can say is the Memphis corporate title not selling me on it, but that's fine. Oftentimes, authors don't pick who does their title, who does the cover design. So yeah, I caught it. And then NR $4.99. I've been through the sidebar 3 times and realized I haven't made any progress and been trying to brute force the knowledge without any internalization. What do? Well, here's the problem then. It's you don't know what you're trying to accomplish. Again, it's an educated guess. Everybody else who's like, I've been through the sidebar, I don't know how to apply things. They don't have a direction. And that's really what you have to, like, that's the part you're missing. Oh, and I missed Dark Knight Devs too, so I'll get to you after. Fuck, we're going to be late. Once you have a goal, and you got to be honest, and then your goal has to be SMART. In other words, look up SMART goals. I can't remember the acronym. But it's something that's binary. It's a true or false thing. It's got a time attached to it. You can aim too high or too low. That's fine because it's easy enough to change it. And then the idea is, like, when you're, like, what is it I'm missing between here and there? And you kind of systemize it, break it down. The red pill stuff kind of comes in as you're tackling each step. So, like, if somebody's treating you like shit, then that's a boundary enforcement thing. If it's the girls aren't giving you a time of day, that's a game thing. If it's you're married and it's about the wife thing, and then the wife just does not respect you or desire you, then yeah, it's a dread thing. But you always have to have a direction of where you're trying to go. And so for a lot of guys who haven't made any progress, like if I get you to add, and I don't have time for it today, but if I get you to define what does progress look like to you? What is the end state? Wave your magic wand. What does it look like? You probably won't see it. There probably isn't a solid answer there. So once you fix that, it helps. That direction makes all the difference. So now I got to go back. Who else did I miss? Devs. Dark Knight Dev. Some of the posts from that Jaber account seem to take women seriously and have no sense of frame when you call them an idiot. Secret. Oh, yeah, there was this guy. He's like, oh, I fucked 350 women. Here's my receipts. And he's sending a bunch of random text messages out. I'm like, bro, what the fuck are you doing? And it's like, I don't really see him much, but it's like 3 times now I saw him. And I've never seen him say anything that's not pants on head retarded. And I'm perfectly happy to say it to somebody's face. So I quote tweet him. He knows where to find it. If he wants to spurg out, he's more than welcome to. I'll send him a goatsy. So I got you, Dev. Thank you very much for the reminder super chat. And then Dave Bathory, 1001, and we'll leave it here. Hey, Ryan. Mentioned in a comment on one of your videos about an old movie called Cherry 2000, super red pill movie. Have you had a chance to check it out? I did not see that comment, which is interesting. What the hell is this? Cherry 2000 came out in 1987. Is that Jamie Lee Curtis? Oh, it's Melanie Griffith. Dude, I'm adding this to my Orion list. I haven't watched it yet. I'm going to check that out. I'm kind of curious. The look, it just has a look of something that I might enjoy. It might be bad, but I'm willing to give it a shot. Lawrence Fishburne? Jesus Christ. The fuck is this? Is this like The Outsiders? All right, anyways, whatever. I'll check it out. I'll enjoy it. Well, that's all I can ask for. Okay, I'll see you guys on the other channel. Where's that stupid thing?
$79T 2458 Learning Corp Little Red Riding Hood. Take 1.
40 years of my life is in The Wire that's gone. Does that make sense?